You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
It's Valentine's Day hoops in Muncie, Indiana, but these two teams are quite opposite of lovers. Kent State looks to press on, surging for continued success as we head toward the madness that is March. Ball State, on the other hand, tries to play spoiler, as they've done all year, as we reach February's midpoint. Welcome into SL Digital Radio's pregame show for men's basketball. Sam Klug alongside Roen Elbert. Roen, the main storyline today, we're getting quite close to MAC tournament time. Ball State on the outside looking in. Kent is pretty much a lock at this point.
Yeah, Sam, let's be quite frank here. Ball State, they're fighting for their MAC tournament lives today. Right now, they're on the outside looking in. They are 10th, and especially after that loss to number 8 Buffalo in the MAC earlier this week, that really puts them more so on the outside. This is a must-win for the Cardinals, and I know with this Kent State team where really in all of Rob Senderoff's tenure, they've been a MAC tournament type of team that's always there every year. But especially this time around, it's going to be an uphill battle for these Cardinals to get a win today.
Yeah, Kent State, a team that won the tournament 3 years ago, coming up on that anniversary, made the tournament, looking to get back. And let's just take a recap of their season, because a lot of people look at the MAC and see Miami, Ohio, and Akron as the two top teams, which they are. We can't, take away any of their success, but Kent State has silently been almost as successful as those two teams and has played extremely well, even in non-con play.
You know what, Sam, I'm really glad you brought that up, because people are always going to talk about Travis Steele. They're going to talk about John Gross. But what about Rob Senderoff and his Golden Flashes? What they've done this year has been very good, and that's the standard for Kent State men's basketball. This is a program that is rooted in success, even well before Senderoff's tenure. The last time that they had a season below 500 just overall, that was 1998. This program is very successful even before Senderoff got there. But really, to what you were saying, Kent State, 2 of their 3 MAC losses came to Miami in overtime. Keep that in mind. And they put up 100 points on a top 25 team in the country in Miami, and then Akron, who's number 2 in the Mid-American Conference. So you look at those 2 losses, I mean, there's no shame in losing to those teams. This Kent State team, they really have it together, and they play very good basketball.
Yeah, and you think about how long the season is. As we get to tournament time, those top 2 teams might be a little banged up, tired from fighting for that regular season title that is very, very sought after in the MAC. Kent State could be there to kind of be the underrated team in the MAC conference tournament and come in there and kind of be a sleeper pick, as some might put it.
Yeah, maybe Miami's tired of winning.
That could be true.
No losses.
No losses indeed. They remain perfect. As for Ball State, they haven't made it the past 2 seasons. They're still on pace to not make it this season. What do they got to do today in order to improve their chances? Again, 2 seasons missing the MAC tournament.
I don't know if this is the right word, but I think it really sums up how they need to play. They need to play desperate basketball, and what I mean by that is their backs really are against the wall. They need to play like that. They need to play like they have nothing to lose. Play as physically as possible. Don't fear of fouling out. You have to be the opposer when it comes to playing physical basketball, and we're going to touch on that a little bit later, but especially a team like with Kent State, where you got guys like Delrico Gillespie, who's one of the best bigs in the entire Mid-American Conference. You have to be able to contain him, and a lot of that will come down to not quite reckless basketball, but playing like you have nothing to lose, because quite frankly, they have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Everything to gain indeed, and like you said, we're going to talk about it, but we're going to do it now. Our impact players, I'm sure you all know who it is for Kent State. We just mentioned him, but Roen, take it away.
Yeah, Delrico Gillespie. Who else would I choose for this spot? Gillespie, who this season, he has only had 2 games all season where he's had under 10 points. He leads the entire nation in rebounds per game. Gillespie, his breakout season, I don't want to say it's come out of nowhere, but I don't know if we knew to the extent that it would be, that he would be arguably the best player in the Mid-American Conference. If I had to pick my MAC player of the year right now, it might be Delrico Gillespie, and that's for a very key reason.
key reason indeed. I mean, the last 9 games, he has had double digits in every single one of them in the points category. But let's talk about Ball State, a team that's kind of been fledgling. They lost the first 5, won 3 straight in MAC play, and now have lost the last 3. Very up and down season. Again, we have to pick someone that they need to basically come out of the woods and be impressive.
Yeah, and it comes down to a player that has also had an up and down season, and for me, that's Caden Fish. When I think of Caden Fish and what he's been able to do the last couple of games, sure, the Buffalo game might be a little bit of an outlier because he only had 6 points and 5 rebounds. But let's go back to ULM Monroe and that MAC Sunbelt Challenge where he had 17 points and 6 rebounds. Why does this matter? Well, it's because he's catching fire at the perfect time, and he's doing it with the second unit. When I think of what Caden Fish is doing now, I think of what happened last year with Peyton Sparks. Peyton Sparks had high expectations going into the year, kind of like Caden Fish did. Both of them started the season out in the starting lineup. Peyton Sparks struggled. They move him off the bench. But when we get to February or March, Peyton Sparks, it looked like vintage Peyton Sparks out there. So that's kind of what we're seeing with Caden Fish, except he's still riding with the second unit because I think for Michael Lewis, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And kind of like what they use with Preston Copeland, Copeland's kind of like the opener for Fish, I feel like, if you want to call it that. If you look at Copeland the last few games, 13 minutes and 10 minutes in the starting lineup, and then Fish comes off the bench and plays nearly 30 minutes. Copeland's kind of the opener for him, and I really like that with the rotation.
Yeah, you look at Copeland, still a freshman, true freshman, out of Clayton, North Carolina. And again, like that opener you kind of mentioned before, Caden Fish, again, not in the starting lineup. It will be Preston Copeland today. We'll get to that a little bit later. But staying on the same topic of big men playing in the paint, let's go over the paint matchup because I don't want to say it's David versus Goliath, but it might be in the stats category. Caden Fish, obviously 2 inches shorter than Gillespie. Fish has a little bit more muscle on him, but it's going to be interesting. These guys play very different. Gillespie, very athletic. Caden Fish, a very strong defender. He's got a lot of muscle on him. So it's an interesting matchup between these two guys who are going to lead their teams in the paint.
Yeah, because Dorico Gillespie, it's very rare that you can find anyone in the Mid-American Conference that can go toe-to-toe with him. Caden Fish, if he's able to go toe-to-toe with him athletically, physically, it's nearly impossible, let's be honest. But athletically, if he's able to meet him at the rim, if he is able to really just outsmart him down low, then this could be an interesting matchup. Caden Fish is not your traditional big. He's only 6'6" tall. At Iowa State, he was mainly a wing type of player. Ball State, he was kind of forced to transition just because of what the Cardinals needed. They really don't have many players taller than 6'6". So Caden Fish kind of had to play a little bit taller despite his size, and this will be one of his toughest matchups of the year.
Toughest matchups indeed. Before we head to a break, Roen, what's the keys to the game, starting with the visiting Golden Flashes?
Well, Kent State, you got to continue what you've been doing well, and that's not turning over the basketball. The last 2 games, single-digit turnovers. You got to continue that. And for Ball State, you have to contain Delrico Gillespie at all costs. Because if you eliminate him from the offense, sure, they have depth, but if you can eliminate him from the offense, that will do wonders for this Cardinals team.
That's going to be it for the Ball State SportsLink men's basketball pregame show. When we come back, we will have starting lineups, and we'll take you all the way to tip-off. It's the Golden Flashes and the Cardinals. This is SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Victory Honda of Muncie.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
You're listening to Ball State Basketball, streaming live with SportsLink Digital.
Now back to the arena.
The visitors are being introduced here in Worthen Arena for the Golden Flashes. Roen, pretty standard lineup for Rob Senderoff and his team that sits 9-3 in the MAC.
Yeah, you're looking at Sion Medley kind of being the maestro at point guard, as we've seen all year. There's only been one game this season that he's played where he hasn't started. At the other guard, you got Rob Whaley Jr. I really like his overall build and frame, especially for the guard position. If you let him get downhill, he can be like a bulldozer down point, even with his height of 6'7". For the guard position, I think that's really impressive. And then on the other end for Kent State, you got Morgan Safford, the 7th-year player who has been so good the last couple of games for the Golden Flashes, especially against Eastern Michigan the last time out with 23 points. Jahari Williamson also in the 5. Williamson leading this team in three-point percentage, 43% from downtown. I've been very impressed with him all year. They are going to go through him when it comes to any kind of perimeter looks. And then rounding out down low, Delrico Gillespie, one of the best players in the Mid-American Conference, one of the best rebounders in the nation.
And again, for the Cardinals, they've had a plethora of starting lineups this year. Mix of a bunch of different guys. The forward position has pretty much been locked down for about the last month and a half, and it remains the same. Mason Jones, again, the guy who has started every single game. But there's a little switch up at the guard position.
Yeah, Davion Hill is back in the 5. We haven't seen him start in quite some time. He's only started 6 games this year. Make it 7 now. And then you have him in the 5 now, kind of replacing Jawan Maxey in that role, but I'm sure Maxey will still come off the bench. So that's quite important for Ball State to have him in there.
Yeah, Hill hasn't started since December 20th in their matchup against Miami, Ohio. So quite the time. Ziegler still running the point. Devin Barnes, only 10 points away from 1,000 career points. Don't want to jinx it, but could be a milestone today for the guard out of Hinesville, Georgia. And then Mason Jones and Preston Copeland, the freshman forward, rounding out the 5. Well, Kent State walks out in their gold-on-gold uniforms. Record in these uniforms are 3-1 on the year. Gold tops and bottoms, white lettering, white numbers, white trim. Ball State in the white tops, white bottoms. 6-3 in the white home jersey, red numbers, black lettering, and red and black multicolored trim. Ball State's going to start heading left to right. The Golden Flashes will go right to left to begin half number 1. Decent crowd on hand at Worthen Arena. Second game of the doubleheader, if you were listening earlier to the women's call with Dylan Budd and Zell Perry. Women walked away with that win by 16.
Yeah, that was a great game for Ball State women's basketball. Really, they've been hot. They've been so hot this year, coming off that Troy win last Saturday. They go on the road, they beat Eastern, then beating Bowling Green. That will be a tough competition for any team in the MAC tournament.
Talk about tough competition. Preston Copeland will head up the jump with Delrico Gillespie. Tall task at hand, but just waiting to get set as our TOC Daniel Sullivan holds for the TV commercials.
He's doing a good job. I'll give him that.
He is, yes. Making sure everything gets set here. Valentine's Day hoops for Ball State and Kent State. Only a couple weeks remaining in the MAC schedule, and then we head to Cleveland and eventually the NCAA tournament. Ball is up and in play and won by the Golden Flashes. Rob Whaley Jr. hands it off to Sion Medley, and we get underway. Medley starts up top, now drives right with a handoff to Williamson. He gets it back, feeds down low. Whaley Jr. working on Mason Jones. Pauses for a second, now goes to work. Go to his left, finds Gillespie open top of the key, off the mark, no good. Devin Barnes hauls in the rebound.
I like that for Ball State defensively, forcing Gillespie outside and making them settle for that shot.
You don't see Gillespie shooting a ton of threes, but something he can do. Now Barnes lines up a three on the way, short off the front of the rim. Looks like he might have got clipped, but we play on. Now Medley leads the MAC in assists and assists per game. Lineup shot for Whaley Jr. He knocks it down. Morgan Safford, the three-point shot. Again, the seventh-year player. Freshman year was 2019. It's 3-0 Golden Flashes.
Keep in mind, 2019, me and Sam, we're both sophomores in college now. We were in 8th grade.
Quite the time ago. We weren't calling games yet. Devin Barnes nearly traveled. Handoff Hill, far left side of the wing. Guarded by Gillespie. Looks like a mismatch. Makes one move. Now fires short off front rim. Grabbed by Gillespie. That's a rebound. Now Medley will push it. 18:45 to go. Lob inside for Whaley Jr. Tapped away by the Cardinals, and Preston Copeland hauls it in. Hill streaks ahead. Has Jones. Decides to keep it. Swings it over. Right wing now. Ziegler in the right corner. Stop and go. Jump shot no good. Hauled in by Safford. So again, Medley now to the near left wing. Make that right. Now Whaley at the left elbow, hands it off to Safford. Safford gets a screen from Whaley. He pulls up, back-to-back threes, off the mark, no good. 3-0 Kent State, 18-12 to go in half number one.
Yeah, both teams are just settling for shots, especially the three-point shot early in the shot clock. They got to be better of spreading the love.
Shot clock has yet to get below, I want to say, 8 seconds. Way too long for Devin Barnes. A little bit of a jitters in the building right now as Sion Medley goes quick. Now Whaley Jr. wide open, front of the rim, no good. Struggling, both teams in the shooting department to start this one. Barnes lines up his third and hits. Devin Barnes now 7 points away from 1,000 career points.
If you leave Devin Barnes on an island like that, especially in transition, I usually don't like settling for the three on a fast break, but he did it so well that time. You can't pass up that look.
Barnes, one of the better shooters. That was Safford off the mark, and Barnes grabs the rebound. Barnes shooting 31.5% coming into today. Move that a little bit up. Oh, Ziegler underneath. No, doesn't go. Tried the reversal. Medley pushes it forward, finds himself alone on the right wing, decides to pull back. Now drives on Ziegler, beats him, finds a wide open Williamson in the left corner. He got it. Williamson knocks it down. It's 6-3. Flashes on top.
Yeah, when you got a guy who's shooting 45% from beyond the arc, it's almost like a gimme when he's right there. Statistically, it's a 50-50 shot with him.
Subs already lining up to come in. Magnus Enteman for the Golden Flashes, Elmore James and Caden Fish for the Cardinals. Devin Barnes guarded by Medley. Now drives with his left hand, gets to the cup, has nowhere to go, finds Jones, wide open, top of the key. Now he drives down the right side. Feed to Preston Copeland. Copeland, the monster jam. And 6-5, Cardinals down only by 1.
You know, yesterday we had volleyball in the building. We had some monster blocks. How about some monster jams for Copeland?
The true freshman doing it. It's stolen by Mason Jones. Jones leads the team in steals per game. Hill in transition, finds Ziegler. Now back out, swung around. Barnes again in the right corner. Just off the mark. Medley the rebound. 16 minutes to go, approaching the first TV timeout. Whaley Jr., we've yet to mention his cousin, Delrico Gillespie, the two insurmountable members of this team. As Gillespie drives inside, almost walked, gets hit And that's the first foul. He's going up. That's one is going to go against Mason Jones. TV timeout. We're going to take a break. This is SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
6-5, an early lead for Kent State. And something they've done a lot this year, 9 wins in MAC play, trying to get their 10th today. But Ball State looking hot on the offensive side. Good ball movement on the last possession, providing Preston Copeland with a slam.
Yeah, that's what you need to see. It was happening way too early and often for Ball State, where with Devin Barnes, sure, he actually did knock down a 3, but there would be 15 on the shot clock, and he or anyone else would throw something up. That just can't happen. That was the ideal look for Ball State. It's going to be on that 3rd or 4th touch where you're going to get the most results. You might as well have that be underneath the basket. That's going to be the most high percentage look you can get. Ball State, it's simple. It really is, and Ball State just mastered it on that last possession.
Bit of a slow start for both teams. It's heated up a little bit. Now in for the Golden Flashes is Magnus Enteman. And for the Cardinals, Elmore James and Caden Fish. But at the line, Delrico Gillespie, his first free throws and the first free throws of the game. First one on its way, short off the front of the rim. Gillespie, 78.2% from the free throw line. One of the better shooters and a rare miss.
Yeah, Delrico Gillespie, a guy who can score at all 3 levels. He tried the 3-point shot earlier, which kind of shows that he can really score at all 3 levels.
That one rolls in for his first points of the day. He has 1. 7-5, Golden Flashes the lead as Ziegler takes it across the timeline. Guarded by Medley. He forces him right. Now switches back. Elmore James turns the ball over, and it finds its way to Delrico Gillespie and now Sion Medley. Medley handoff to Whaley. Now Quinn Whitekey in the game, number 6 for the Golden Flashes. Safford drives to his right, now switches back, guarded by Elmore James III. Works on him, finds Whitekey, and we have a whistle on the floor. Looks like it's going to go against Elmore James IV.
Yeah, what we're seeing here is Ball State, what I was suggesting in that pregame, is playing very physical basketball, but you want to see that on the shot. You want to see that down low, nothing off ball. That's something that you have to avoid.
So in it goes to Gillespie. Back over Medley. Has control with Jones on him as a mismatch. Breaks to his right, now his left. Enteman handoff, Whitekey. Thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Right side 3, now he takes it way short. And Caden Fish will grab the rebound, hauling it in. Elmore James with possession. Throws a pass Fish was not expecting. Ziegler on the far left side of the wing. Back up top to Caden Fish. Now the right side to Devin Barnes. Barnes with the 1-3 in the game so far. Ziegler drives, taking his time. Mason Jones thought about a 3, no. Ziegler thought also. They don't take him. Good defense, but Jones left open for 3. Off back iron, no good. Hauled in by Medley.
Yeah, believe it or not, Mason Jones leading this team in 3-point percentage.
Whitekey, the 3-pointer. Out of nowhere, no one had him on their radar. He hits it, 10-5. Flashes lead by double. Now Devin Barnes handling point guard duties. Wanted a screen, didn't get it. Finds his way to the cup, up with one hand and one. Devin Barnes. 14-10 to go. We're within 3. 10-7, Ball State trailing.
Devin Barnes, you have to like what you've been seeing from him. Sure, we talked about the depth of Kent State. How about Ball State? They have so many guys that really, it depends on what night it is of who will be the go-to option. So far, at least in the first 6 or so minutes of this matchup, it's been Devin Barnes.
Ball State shooting 30% from the field so far, 20 from deep. Has been a struggle so far as Barnes does not complete the three-point play. Open ahead, but he stepped out of bounds is Raven Griffith, making his first minutes since the Southern Mississippi game. Didn't play versus Eastern Michigan, and not a good start. He stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, like you said, didn't play against Eastern. It's been limited minutes so far for the redshirt sophomore this season, but it's Coach Senderoff showing his trust in him to put him into a MAC game this early.
Yeah, the redshirt sophomore had plenty of offers from Power Fives out of high school. Jawan Maxey pulls this trigger off the mark, no good, and Gillespie hauls in the rebound. They go fast now. Whitekey on the far left wing, drives inside, finds a wide open Gillespie, goes to work, double team, nowhere to go, finds his way inside. What a play from Delrico Gillespie. Through 2 bodies, he gets the N1.
Yeah, that was insane, Sam. Not just 2, it felt like 3 as well because Jawan Maxey was there gnawing at him, trying to poke the ball out. Not just that, you have Caden Fish and Mason Jones. He's able to get it through a sea of Cardinal white for 2. What a play by Gillespie.
That foul went against Caden Fish as Gillespie converts the three-point play. He's up to 4 on the day. Now Davion Hill on the far left side of the wing, near the coach's line of Rob Senderoff. Again, 306 wins all time, winning as head coach in Kent State history. Jawan Maxey works it to the baseline, finds Jones on the fake. Now back to Hill, switches back to his right, gets to the paint at the MAC logo, doesn't have anywhere to go. Finds Caden Fish struggling underneath, guarded by Intiman, gets it up off the mark, no good, tipped up and over the backboard. Quite the possession from Ball State, and it will stay here.
We talk about circus shots. How about circus passes? That's what we saw from Davion Hill. He was nearly triple teamed, and he was able to get it to Caden Fish somehow to flip it over to him, who was double teamed. It was unreal, but somehow Ball State was able to get a hold of it.
So now the inbounder, as Rob Senderoff wants a review, and the Kent State faithful who have made the short trip are happy with that one.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Sam. I was looking up at the review. It's rare that they show the replay on the big board. That looked like that went off of Elmore James last. So just from seeing that quick little replay, that quick little snippet, if I had to guess, this one might be getting overturned in Kent State's direction.
13-12 to go. Cardinals trail by 6, 13-7 early in this one. And Ball State is a team that, if they don't do well in the first half, it's likely they're not going to win. Call is overturned. Kent State ball underneath the basket. But getting back to my last point, they're 1-12 when trailing at the half, with their only comeback win coming in that first game of the season versus Louisiana. So not a great track record, but you can always break a streak today.
Exactly. Streaks are meant to be broken. That Louisiana game was magical, Sam. You were on the call for it. I was on the call for it. That was a great game. If you can have anything like that today, especially in MAC play against a team like Kent State, that could really turn the tides for the rest of the season.
Cam Denson checked into the game for the Cardinals for the first time today, one of their defensive specialists, as Intiman is guarded. Swings it to Whitekey on the far left wing, drives inside on James the fourth. Has nowhere to go. Now it's Gillespie in the paint, bodying defenders one after another, and he's too much for the Cardinals.
You can't win. You can't win with this guy. Delrico Gillespie is unreal.
Now Davion Hill with the ball. Swings it to Fish. Now Maxey on the far left wing. Cam Denson gets it in the corner of the left side. Back to Maxey. They go around the arc. Hill drives inside. Physical move to the cup just off the mark, and he will go to the charity stripe for 2.
This is why Davion Hill is one of my favorite players to watch on this Ball State team, is because when he gets out ahead, when he's going full steam into the paint, there's not much you can do, especially for a guy like Roen Griffith. Sure, he has the height advantage, but you're looking at 205 pounds for Griffith. For Hill, 225 pounds. Yeah, you're not winning that matchup.
First one off the mark for Davion Hill. Again, that foul went against Roen Griffith, his first personal. Team is up to 2 in the half. 7 to 15. Flashes leading by 6. 8 make that. 12:24 to go. Some substitutions into the game. Now Hill will line up his second. Hill shooting 70% from the free throw line this season. He makes that one his first points of the day. Cardinals rank 11th in free throw percentage at 69.5 in the Mid-American Conference. Griffith got open space, drives inside, Entenmann wide open, swing out. Whaley Jr. extra pass to Widekey, top of the key, no good. Denson the rebound, flips it to Hill. Hill to Maxey, pulls the trigger, no good. Hauled in by the Flashes. Physical rebound from Griffith. Williamson swings it inside, no Gillespie on the floor. They went small ball. Whaley draws the foul on Preston Copeland. Veteran move from the graduate student.
It feels like small ball without having Gillespie out there. Think about it this way. Ball State on their roster, they have one player taller than 6'8". Kent State, they have 6, and one of them is out there on the floor with Griffith.
We have a media timeout. We're going to take a short break. Golden Flashes lead 15-8, 11:50 to go. This is SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
Early advantage for the Golden Flashes of nearby Kent, Ohio. 15-8 lead, 11:50 to go in half number 1. We welcome you back from our second media timeout on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corners of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or visit victorymuncie.com. That is victorymuncie.com. Well, Roen, pretty much the same story of all year. Ball State very sluggish on offense to start this half number 1. Kent State not, on the other hand. What have you liked from Kent State so far?
What I like from them is it's not just Delrico Gillespie doing all the damage. Sure, to an extent, he's been doing quite a bit of it, but also the way they've been able to spread the love, even if they're not scoring. I've really loved what I've seen from Quinn Widekey. He hasn't been settling for shots. He's been able to distribute the ball well. Usually the main distributor has been Sion Medley. We haven't seen a lot of him so far in this matchup. And then you also go with, right now, Gillespie being out of the matchup, they've been able to go to Rob Whaley down low, who's such a versatile player, and that's why he was able to draw a foul, which leads us to the 2 free throws here.
So Rob Whaley at the free throw line. And again, those fouls went against Preston Copeland, who now has 2. Something to keep an eye on as they're starting forward. First one off the mark for Whaley. As the students get into this one, you know what they want, Roen.
Oh, yeah.
That one misses as well, and it's tot time in Muncie.
You big tater tot guy?
I mean, I'm more of a fry guy, but potato. Now Hill with the ball at the top of the key. One of the few left-handed guards you find in college basketball these days. Switches to his right. Now Maxey, one fake and a deke to the left. Bounces back out, goes to the corner. Now Denson goes for a handoff, drives inside, back to Hill in the far right corner, swings it inside to Fish, working on Entenmann. Spin around shot from Fish was hammered to the ground, but we play on. Quinn Widekey across the timeline going quick. Finds Griffith. They wanted to travel, no call. Williamson, quiet so far today outside of his 1 3-pointer. Corner to Whaley Jr. Whaley working on Caden Fish. Big matchup down low. Goes to the paint, knocks Fish over, but loses the basketball. Now Ziegler in transition. All the way, coast to coast, denied! Williamson the block. Goes out of bounds on the Golden Flashes. Rayvon Griffith, a monster block. His athleticism showing true right there. Quite the performance so far from the redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, he just checked out after that. I think that's Rob Senderoff giving him a much-deserved rest after that big block.
So Hill will be the inbounder. Finds Caden Fish, doesn't pull the trigger. Finds Denson on top of the key. Hand off Maxey, going for the 3 off the front of the rim and no good. Wide open near the front of the pack is Whitekey, and he knocks it down. Simple layup, timeout, Michael Lewis. Quinn Whitekey, the 2-point lay, and he's got 5. 17-8, Flashes lead.
Hey, there's no rule against cherry picking. I don't know if that's quite what it was, but he definitely got a head start of getting back in transition, and that gave him the advantage he had because there were 2 Cardinals guarding him down low after the fact. I think Ball State did a really good job of getting back, but he just had the upper hand.
The upper hand indeed, 17-8. Ball State is nearing the halfway point of this half and have yet to hit double-digit points. So they break the huddle down by 9, 10:36 to go. The Golden Flashes are expanding their lead as Ball State will have the ball.
Yeah, if we go back to that last timeout that we had, I think that was about 12, 13 minutes. It was something like that in the first half. Have that last timeout. It's been a couple of minutes. Ball State yet to score.
A very long drought so far for the Cardinals. No field goals in the last 3.5 minutes. They play pick and pass around it. Now Hill from the left corner, no. Good try from the guard, but Medley streaks ahead. Finds at the top of the key, directs some traffic, gets a fake screen from Safford, dish off. Now Gillespie back in the game. Returns it to Gillespie. He feeds it to Whaley. Whaley, dump and dish to Safford. Now back out to Williamson with the bandana. He pulls up. Oh, he's money. Jamari Williamson, fadeaway shot goes down. He's got 5.
Williamson is a great spot-up shooter. Even if he's off balance like that, he can still drain it.
So Ziegler, top of the timeline, now swung all the way to the far right corner. It's Cam Denson. Denson works toward the baseline, makes one move, heads back up top. Caden Fish. Now it's Barnes, guarded by Medley. Inside to Denson, finds his way to the elbow. Goes on Whaley, back out. Ziegler with the shot clock winding down. Fish, top of the key. It's good. Fish finesses that one home. Now Medley brings it up right side. Gillespie at the top of the key. 19-11, 9:07 to go. Step back from Williamson just off the front rim and a great rebound from Devin Barnes. Ahead we played. Barnes looking for his own milestone. Hill drives left, gets to the cup, has the draw of the foul, and he's going to the line. Hill will get to the cup. He's one of the best guards in the Mid-American Conference of not only getting to the basket, but drawing the foul.
Yeah, it's more than just being able to score the basketball. Can you get to the charity stripe? They call it the charity stripe for a reason. If you're a guard, that should be the #1 priority is, for one, can you distribute the basketball, which Hill can do, but your second read should be, hey, how can I get a driving lane? And Hill, a lot of the times, even if it's not there, he'll force his way in.
Makes that one. He's eclipsed 300 points on the season now. 2 for 3 from the free throw line today as number 2 is up and down for Davion Hill. Cardinals within 6, 19-13. Golden Flashes lead with 8:50 to go. Hill up to 3 on the day. All from the free throw line. Medley strings across the timeline, top of the key, and he throws it out of bounds. Turnover on the Golden Flashes. Was sloppy basketball early on. has kind of been that way now in these last 2 possessions for the Golden Flashes. Ball State looking to take advantage.
I think Kent State feels the pressure a little bit. Ball State out of that last timeout, they've looked very solid.
Hill being a maestro, coaching up his guys, stringing together some offense. Jones thought about a 3, wouldn't take it. Barnes a step back, resets the offense. Cam Denson to distribute. Wanted Ziegler, will drive it himself to the lane. 2-step, does he get there? No, and Ziegler almost jammed it on, but it went right through his hands. Medley, feed inside to Whaley. Whaley tries to get there, and he's wrapped up and heading to the free throw line. Foul against Cam Denson.
We almost had another Armani Ziegler highlight play. Oh, a put-back dunk. Again, just mistimed it. But for Kent State, if Delrico Gillespie, if you're not going to him, your plan B, it seems like it's Rob Whaley. So the 2 cousins really are getting the majority of the workload offensively.
The family front court for Kent State this season has been those 2 guys. He said one of their moms calls them the Joy Boys. And that's just kind of the culture they've built at Kent State. They have a lot of joy. They play with a lot of joy. And they're playing together for pretty much the first time in their career as Whaley knocks down his 2 free throws.
And if you were curious, if you're a Kent State fan, yes, there is merch for that.
There is indeed. But it's spelled differently, J-O-I.
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of it either. Whaley said that some of his momentum for coming back home was his dad, and that he hasn't been able to see him play a lot of college ball as he's been out west at College of Southern Idaho and UNLV. 3 from Devin Barnes. He's knocked down. Could be a 4-point play. Devin Barnes for 3, and the Cardinals are within 5.
That's a huge momentum play for Ball State, because now with Davion Hill, if he hits the free throw, he would be 1 away from 1,000 career points. Not only that, but to make it a 2-possession game this early with Kent State, this Ball State team, even when they're down, they're not going to go away. I think that's really, it goes to show what they can do in the first half. And even if they trail at halftime, even if they are down even just a little bit, if they're still in this matchup, if it's still within a 2 or 3 possession game going into the second half, they've got a fighting chance.
They do indeed. Cardinals only down by 5, 21-16. We're going to take a short break. This is SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
Ranked number 1 in the nation by the Broadcast Education Association. This is Ball State SportsLink with SportsLink Digital Radio.
Well, we're back after a circus play from Devin Barnes, hitting a magical 3 and getting the and 1. It's 21-16. Golden Flashes of Kent State still have the lead, but Barnes will head to the line, not only 2 points away from 1,000 career points, but also to make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, for Devin Barnes to be in this position right now, being the go-to scorer for the Cardinals, I think it speaks volumes to what he's been able to do this season. Now, for Devin Barnes to hit that shot when he did, I think the timing is most important. In baseball or softball, they always talk about timely hitting, which is mainly runners in scoring position. What about timely shooting in basketball? When you really need that spark, I think that's exactly what we saw from Devin Barnes. The arena's into it now. You can feel the energy. For Ball State to be within 2 possessions with Kent State, I think it's impressive to be where they are right now.
Interesting note, Kent State was out there pretty much ready to go way before the timeout timer ran down. Ball State soaking up as much as they need. But now Barnes will head to the line. The best free throw shooter on this team at 81.8%. And it's been a jinx from the announcing crew.
Sam.
7:45 to go, 21-16. Kent State with the lead. Whitekey on the drive, gets to the MAC logo. Handoff. That's to Briscoe. It's no good. Diving on the floor. It's a same team battle. Jump ball is the call. Chaos near the paint of the Ball State side.
Yeah, Desmond Briscoe is in the game, and, well, just checked out as we mentioned it. But Desmond Briscoe is a guy I met back in October. I was at Kent State for some volleyball. I got to meet Briscoe. We were talking about his past at Crispus Attucks High School. If you don't know that, in Indianapolis, that's where Oscar Robertson, one of the greatest high school players of all time, spent his high school days, and he thought it was an honor to just even play in the same school as him.
Was a back-to-back city champion and city player of the year for Indianapolis. Mason Jones hands it off to Davion Hill. Hill switches from his left to his right, got tied up with Whitekey. The ball is stolen, but Mason Jones recovers it. Jones to Barnes. Barnes, a deep three, just off the mark, and handled by Intamin. Now up ahead. Whitekey, deep three from the left side. He got it. Whitekey swishes it home. It's 24-16, 6:45 to go.
We talk about unsung heroes, and I think with 8 points, the freshman Whitekey has been one of those guys for Kent.
Off the bench as well. Mason Jones, 3 of his own. He got it. Jones jamming it home, and the Cardinals back within 5. Almost stolen by Barnes. Inside Gillespie, it's good. That's a given when he gets it underneath.
I don't think that's the right way to play Gillespie, of trying to intercept the pass initially. I think you got to stick with that double team down low, and then you'll have continued success with Gillespie.
It's Barnes on the far left side, back up top to Hill. Screen from Fish. Switch of the players from the Kent State defense. Hill drives inside. Tries to spin, no. Jones thought about another 3. Now drives, gets to the paint. 1 pump, 2 pump, up, just off the mark. Grabs his own rebound. Might have traveled, and he did. Wanted the foul, but the Kent State defense prevails.
That is just great defense down low by Kent State. They have 2 guys on Mason Jones. Even though they couldn't close in on the board, they were still able to force him to take a difficult shot and eventually to travel.
Now Kent State works it up the court. Whitekey with a no-look pass from Medley. Whitekey tries again. Oh, a heat check. Quinn Whitekey. Looks like we got a stoppage in play, and it may be a technical foul on Quinn Whitekey. It is. He said some words after that deep 3 that he made and the heat check. But there is a technical foul on the floor. He's up to 11. And I would assume Devin Barnes would go to the free throw line.
Yep, he looked right back at Devin Barnes and said something to him. Don't know, obviously, I'm really not good at reading lips, especially from this far away. But again, he's got 11 points. He's having one of the best games he's had all season just in the first half. If the guy wants to talk, he's going to talk, but you have to remember there are consequences to that.
Devin Barnes, if he hits this free throw, will eclipse 1,000 career points in college basketball. And he's done just that. Devin Barnes has entered the 1,000-point club and doing it in Cardinal and Whites.
I think that's the best possibility for him to do it right here on his home floor. It's meaningful for him, I'm sure. I don't know if he knows about it quite yet, but I'm sure he will know eventually. And that's a great milestone for Devin Barnes, who, I know it's been an up and down collegiate career. This is his 4th school. Yet here at Ball State, he's had quite a bit of success.
Indeed he has. And another note, Quinn Whitekey, leading the team in points with 11, is on the bench for the Golden Flashes. Has hit 3 threes in this first half action. Barnes swings it to Jones, who pumps in the far right corner. Now back up top. They go around the arc. Screen from Caden Fish. Hill passes over to Ziegler. Ziegler trying to make something happen. Quiet so far from the Cardinals' leader on offense. Fish trapped down low with 2 men on him. Finds Hill top of the key. Now Jones, low in the shot clock. Swings it one more time to Hill. Off the mark, no good. Now they go fast. Safford will try another deep one, and it's a foul. Safford's going to the line for 3.
That is something you cannot happen. I get you're trying to close out, but you have to be able to do that, obviously, without fouling. I know easier said than done. And now you force a guy like Morgan Safford, who's an 80% free throw shooter, to go to the charity stripe for 3 in a game that's already a 3-possession game. You don't want it to be a 4.
First one is down and good for Morgan Safford. Again, 7 years in college basketball. Has been pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, you got Wofford, a year at Miami, Ohio, and then finally a Kent State Golden Flash for what's been the last, I guess you could say, 3 seasons. He took a redshirt year in 2024 because of transfer rules, but now here he is in his final year of eligibility, at least we think.
In rare air, J. Anthony Bearden has checked into the basketball game, number 0 on the roster for the Cardinals. He's only played in 11 games this season. Hill gets right to the paint and scoops it up with his left hand and in. Davion Hill with 2 more. Morgan Safford hit 2 of those 3 free throws, and then Hill on the other end. Now inside goes Safford. He gets 2 more. Devin Barnes, top of the key near the Cardinal logo. Finds Hill. Barnes going to try another tray just off the rim. Nobody there to rebound, and Sion Medley fires up the engines and skirts ahead. Medley fakes ones, now feeds inside. Stolen by Barnes. He read the pass like a book. It's a 2-on-1. Anthony Bearden to Barnes. He gets it. And stolen. Tried to save by Ziegler. No can do. Williamson, the fake, now pulls his own tray, and it's good. The Golden Flashes are shooting insanely hot from deep.
It just seems like every time Ball State throws a right hook, Kent State, they counter with an uppercut.
Barnes sneaks inside, throws it right into the hands of the Golden Flashes. Up ahead is Whaley Jr. He puts it up and in. Easiest layup of his life. Morgan Safford has 2 more. 38-25, 3.5 minutes to go in Worthen Arena. Ziegler guarded closely by Williamson. Feed inside to Caden Fish, working on Whaley, and he's fouled underneath by the graduate student. 3:13 to go. That brings us to a media timeout. 38-25. Golden Flashes have a 13-point lead. This is Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
You're listening to SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Your home for live Ball State sports.
Quite the run from Kent State. It's a 13-point lead now. They're close to garnering 40 points in half number 1. 38-25 lead, 3:13 to go in half number 1. Well, Roen, it's been all Kent State so far. What needs to change for Ball State to close this first half?
Honestly, when it comes down to it for me, it's the rebounding battle. This is something that Ball State struggled with all year, but you're getting out-rebounded 20-12 right now. The amount of second and third chance looks that Kent State has gotten, it's been unreal. You also look at the turnover margin where, really for Kent, they've turned the ball over a lot more than Ball State. And it's not often that that's the case where they're still up by 13. But Ball State just isn't shooting the ball well at all. 8 for 27 from the field. Kent State, meanwhile, 13 for 22. The Golden Flashes, it's been so silky for them, if that's the word you want to describe it as. They've been shooting the ball with ease. The Cardinals, I know it's easier said than done, but it's the objective of the game of basketball, Sam, to get the ball through the bottom of the net, and right now Kent State's doing a better job at that.
And again, you look at the turnovers. Ball State has converted on just one of those turnovers gifted to them by Kent State. On the other hand, Kent State has converted on 2 of 3. So if you look at the conversion percentage, Kent State has turned the ball over, but is doing much better job in that department.
Yeah, for the Golden Flashes, it's not just the turnovers, it's what can you do off of them. And so far, they've been more opportunistic. You have to be an opportunist in basketball. You have to be able to take advantage of what's been gifted to you. The Golden Flashes do it oh so well.
We move to the far right side of the court. Ziegler, the inbounder. Early foul on the play. Still on the floor is J. Anthony Bearden for the Cardinals. Hasn't gotten much time this year. Plays about 5.5 minutes a game, but he will now head to the free throw line.
And I like this for Ball State. J. Anthony Bearden is a guy who is a redshirt freshman. I think he's a big part of the future of this program. He's got the overall height, 6'7". But again, it comes down to he's 185 pounds. You have to figure out what's his role going to be. He's kind of he has like a Kevin Durant type of build. He's more of a slim reaper when I think Ball State wants him to be kind of that go-to big down low. So it'll be finding that balance in the future for him.
38-26. Kent State with the lead with 3 minutes to go now. Williamson dishes it off to Whaley Jr. Cross-court pass. The trigger pulled. Bank almost open, but no for Safford. Now top of the key. Gillespie thought about his second three of the game. It won't happen. Medley directs some traffic. Finds his own spot. He pulls the shot. Off the rim, no good, and Caden Fish will let it bounce out of bounds. Ball State ball.
This is why I think Sion Medley's one of the best point guards in the Mid-American Conference. His first read will always be to distribute. Usually it's to Gillespie down low with a dump off or fires to his right to Williamson, whatever it may be. His first read will always be to pass first. That's what we're missing in today's basketball, the pass first point guard. But his second try, it'll be the three.
So Ziegler defers to Hill to get this possession going. Big screen from Elmore James. Hill looking to pass. He's double teamed in this man-to-man defense. They swing it around the arc. Finds Fish near the elbow. Elmore James, top of the key. Swung out to Denson. Feeds Fish inside to the paint. He's denied. Big block from Gillespie. One of the underrated parts of his game. Williamson pulls the trigger, no good. Armani Ziegler hauls it in and inhales that rebound. Ziegler moves inside now. Bodying his defender Williamson. Gets inside, almost traveled. Back out, James for three. He got it. James is jamming now. It's 38-29. Cardinals within 9. 1:40 to go. Medley looking to respond to a three. Whaley Jr. finds a cutting Gillespie, has nowhere to go. Up and no good. Tipped around, diving, stopped by Hill. What an effort play, and Caden Fish will recover it. Ziegler across that timeline. The Cardinals showing crazy effort. Ziegler tries to find Hill, can't get it. He gets his own rebound, no good off the mark, and it stays with Kent State on the defensive end. Looks like Rob Whaley Jr. came up hobbling a little bit on that end. Ball State fans unhappy with that one, as it looked like Gillespie kind of just walked into Cam Denson.
That's exactly what it looked like. But again, the officials, they have the better vantage point than we do, and plus it's always hard to determine live in the moment. And when Gillespie is going downhill like that, it's one-on-one, and there's any kind of contact, usually they're going to give that to the offense. It doesn't matter that Gillespie's one of the best players in the Mid-American Conference. They show the replay now, and I think they may have had the right call there. Denson just wasn't set in the moment. He was poking at the ball for Gillespie. I think that was the right call.
So 1:07 on the clock as Gillespie hits both and continues his streak of double-digit points, now 10 straight games. 40-29. Golden Flashes lead by 11. It's Hill on the drive. Just back out. James tries another three. Just off the mark, no good. Hold in by Intamin. Safford now will pull the trigger from deep. Way short. Only hit nylon, but not the nylon you want. He hit the outside of it. 43 seconds exactly on the clock. Jawan Maxey back in the game for the Cardinals, coming off a off a somewhat good performance, had 11 points reaching double digits, 4 for 2 from the field and 3 for 9 from deep.
It typically wants to go through the net, not rub against it.
That's right. Not the shot Safford was looking for. So Davion Hill continues to coach up his guys, calls a play. 35 to go. They swing it around. Maxey on the far right side, down low to Copeland. Copeland the handoff, almost stolen. Maxey in trouble. Way to the top of the key, swung it to Hill. Hill makes a cut to the basket, hit as he goes up, and Hill gets to the line again. Davion Hill about to shoot his 5th and 6th free throws of the game. He's 3 for 4 today from the charity stripe.
These are the looks that you like to see if you're Ball State. Giving Davion Hill an opportunity down low to just drive. That's what's going to give you those points and give you the opportunity to shoot free throws.
He knocks down another. 4 for 5 today for Hill. He's up to 6 on the day. Elmore James and Caden Fish back in for Jawan Maxey and Preston Copeland. Again, Copeland dealing with those 2 fouls along with Cam Denson, who remains on the floor, something we want to pay attention to as the second half rolls around. Hill knocks down both and is up to 7. Cardinals within 9, 40-31 with 22.7 seconds to go, and a timeout called. We're going to take a short break on SportsLink Digital Radio. We'll be back with the remainder of half number 1. This is SL Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, they're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
9-point game in Worthen Arena, 22 seconds as Ball State looks for their 4th win in MAC play, but a guy who hasn't really been playing a lot in MAC play is Cam Denson.
Yeah, Cam Denson, he's playing 7 minutes in this first half. It's unusual because if you look at the last 2 games, he played 8 minutes against Buffalo and only 5 minutes against UL Monroe.
So Gillespie continues to go to work. I would say the Cardinals have done a semi-decent job of locking him down today. Swung back out. Whitekey back out for the first time since the technical foul. His shot goes off glass, barely missed and out of bounds. That retains Kent State possession. Whitekey hit a big 3 and was signaled for a technical foul soon thereafter. So Kent State inbounds from the baseline. Quick 3 from Safford off the front of the backboard, and that's the half. Kent State 40, Ball State 31, a 9-point lead. Kent State undefeated when leading at half. Can they continue that streak? Ball State 1-12. We will see. We'll take a short break and come back with the Ball State SportsLink Men's Basketball Halftime Show, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, they're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU Sports Link.
Welcome to the Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio Men's Basketball Halftime Show. Sam Klug alongside Roen Elbert getting you covered with halftime stats. Ball State trails by 9, 40-31. And again, very sluggish start for the Cardinals early on. They picked it back up a little bit, but they're down by 9 to a team that hasn't lost when leading at half.
Yeah, what I've thought about with this Ball State team, they've looked sluggish, but without turning the ball over. I know that might sound a little weird, but bear with me on this. 3 turnovers for them. They only average about 10 turnovers per game on the season. That's not a lot, especially compared to Kent. They turn the ball over maybe 13 times a game. But it's what Ball State has done offensively of just settling for shots early in the shot clock, when really, how I view it, you should be playing through Davion Hill. You have him in the starting lineup for a reason, or Armani Ziegler for that matter. You should be playing through one of those two guys and try and get downhill with one of them. I know it's tough to get down low with guys like Caden Fish and Mason Jones when you have the enforcer Delrico Gillespie or Rob Whaley Jr. I know that can be hard, but still, you have to be able to create those driving lanes. And other than a few times, I just really haven't seen it today, Sam.
Yeah, I haven't seen it today. That's probably what Michael Lewis's message is in the locker room right now. They kind of got to get their act together. I think a big glaring thing is the field goal percentage. Kent State 13 for 29 for a 45% clip. Ball State 9 for 31. 29%, 6% less. That's really been a driving force of why they're trailing.
It's the #1 goal of basketball. We were talking about it earlier. Can you get the ball through the bottom of the basket? So far, Kent's done a better job at that. Ball State, I think it also comes down to the looks they've gotten. Both teams have shot around the same amount of three-point tries, but still, the 17 three-pointers, I can't even count on my hand how many of them have been with 15 or more on the shot clock. That just can't happen. You can't be settling like that. It's all about getting it, just draining the shot clock as much as you can. There are a lot of teams I watch. I think Kent's one of those teams where if you don't have the look, spread the love on the perimeter even. Get the best look you possibly can. Play fast as well. Ball State, they've had a couple of possessions where I've really seen the vision with that. But other than that, it really hasn't been there.
My old basketball coach used to say, one more pass, one more pass. What if the next guy has the better pass? So continue to swing it. And I think that's really what this team needs to do is find the next guy. Maybe one more pass is worth it.
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of the Greg Popovich philosophy, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's exactly what it needs to be. I know that might be, I don't know what you would call it. It's like an old saying, but that's exactly what it is. Can you find the extra pass? And Ball State, if they can do that, then you have to remember, they're only down by 9. It's a 3-possession game. I know the stat you mentioned was jarring. They're 1-12 when they trail at halftime. Kent State's undefeated when they lead at halftime, 18-0. I get that, and I know that's a very jarring statistic, but streaks are meant to be broken. And you have to remember, only a 3-possession game. This is still somewhat tight. Ball State's been able to keep this within reach, but if you don't look for that extra pass, if you keep settling for shots, it could easily become out of reach.
Out of reach indeed. And again, hitting back on the passing ability from the Cardinals so far. Coach Lewis had some great conversation in his presser after the Buffalo loss. He talked a lot about the lacking of their passing ability and the confidence, and maybe some of his players might not be confident because they're scared to turn the ball over. Well, this time it might be true, but they haven't turned the ball over a lot. So what is his message in the locker room right now to his team? They're down 9. They've been doing better in the turnover department, but they're still not getting the success they need.
Well, if there's one thing I know about Michael Lewis, and this is one of the things I really love about him, brutally honest, not just with the players, but with the media in general. Every time I ask him a question, he'll give me a very technical answer. He holds nothing back, and that's something that I applaud Michael Lewis for, and I expect no different in the locker room right now. I think in this current moment, he's saying like, hey, why are we shooting the ball with 20 on the shot clock from way beyond? We have to get better looks than that, because right now we're shooting the ball 29%. That has to be the message of what he's saying right now. Also, we got to be able to take advantage of turnovers. This Kent State team, they've turned the ball over 6 times. I know that's not a lot, but Ball State only 2 points off of those 6 turnovers. There are a lot of messages he could be relaying right now. They're also losing the rebounding battle 26-17. I know that was somewhat expected going into this matchup, but that's still a pretty large difference. There are a myriad of things Michael Lewis can be telling the guys in the locker room right now, but I think those are the key bullet points.
We said coming into this game that the paint matchup, the plays down low would be super important for both teams. Ball State has handled that to some degree. Still not their best effort. But if you're Ball State, how do you slow down Quinn Whitekey and Delrico Gillespie at the same time? Guys who are beating you on both ends of the floor.
Well, Sam, I don't know if we were quite expecting Quinn Whitekey to have the game he did, and I think that's due in large part because the scouting report was all on Delrico Gillespie. How can we contain the, more than likely, the MAC Player of the Year? And then this freshman off the bench from Ohio, a homegrown kid, comes in and is just on fire from beyond the arc, 3 for 5 from 3. He's got that swagger to him. He's got the trash talk, had the technical foul with it, but he's got an edge to him, and I really like that. I think for Kent State, you got to continue to spread the love in that regard because it's not just a one-man show with Gillespie. They know that. And I think Ball State's scouting report, I don't know anything about what they were doing in practice, but what I'm getting the vibe of at least, and I mean, it's working to a degree, like you said. Gillespie, he's having a good outing, but not a great one so far. 10 points, 8 rebounds. That's still very good for him. And the fact that that's kind of a down first half for him just shows how good he is. But in the second half, I want to see for Kent State, Will we see more of Jahari Williamson? Will we see Sion Medley? Because this team has the depth to get everyone involved, and if they can do that, I don't think Ball State can handle it.
Yeah, we're talking about being good on both ends of the floor. I mean, they have a guy like Jahari Williamson, and then also Rob Whaley Jr. down low. They could go any spot they really want.
Yeah, it really comes down to what level are you trying to score at. If you really need a three, then Jahari Williamson is probably your guy. If we're talking tonight, it's probably Quinn Weidke. But going into this halftime break, Kent State just wasn't shooting the ball as well as they were before. They're 0 for their last 7 from field goal range. It just hasn't been a great shooting streak, I guess you could say, in the last few minutes for Kent State, which is why I think this halftime break was necessary for them, especially when they're still up by 3 possessions.
3 possessions it is. It's 40-31. We're going to take a short break and come right back with more halftime coverage from Worthen Arena. This is Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Worthen Arena is the place to be on Valentine's Day if you're a Ball State fan. Their Cardinals currently trail by 9, 40-31. Golden Flashes on top. All right, Roen, we're going to go into some second half keys to the game, starting with the visitors who have come out strong but still need to clean up a couple things here and there.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit earlier, but it's been, to me at least, a 2-man show of Quinn Weidke and Delrico Gillespie. And to a degree, that's fine because they're both playing well and the team's playing well overall, but I want to unlock Sion Medley a little bit. I know he's not known for his scoring prowess as much. He's really only he's averaging 10 points per game. That's more than a lot of players on both teams, but with how good he is as a playmaker and as a rebounder for a guard, that's impressive that he's averaging close to 5 rebounds as a guard, or he has 2, but he has 5 rebounds today. But Sion Medley, I want to see him score the ball more. I want to see him kind of go as himself as the first option. I love that he's a pass-first point guard. We need more of that in basketball now, but still, I want to see him score the ball a little bit more. But for Ball State, with their key to the game, I know it's easier said than done, but you got to get better looks, and you have to shoot the ball well. What I mean by that is try your best, whatever it takes, to get a look underneath the basket. Even if the first couple of looks are trying to fight through a double team, if Kent State's playing some drop coverage and you're trying to get past that, which is what I've at least seen from them in this matchup, if the first couple of tries, if it's not working, you got to keep going to that because eventually these Kent State bigs, they'll get tired and you'll have an advantage.
Roen, interesting note, and he's been quite quiet today. No points for Armani Ziegler. His last game versus Eastern Michigan was his first without double-digit points after being on an 11-game streak with double-digit points. So back-to-back games where he's really struggled. Versus Buffalo, only 7 points, 30 minutes, along with being 2 for 7 from the field goal percentage statistic category. So again, Ziegler really struggling or just not getting the chances.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. Armani Ziegler is a guy who's a score-at-will type of player, and it goes back to what I was mentioning earlier. Play through him and Davion Hill. Those are the guys that you should be playing through. Their court vision, both of them, is very high. The game IQ for both of them, very high. Kind of like how Kent State plays through Sion Medley. I think Armani Ziegler and Davion Hill should be the captain of the Ball State offense in the second half.
So Kent State gets first honors with the basketball in half number 2. 31-40, Ball State trails. In addition to Safford, now back to Medley. Medley hands it off. Briscoe feeds it underneath to Gillespie. Trapped by Copeland. Goes to work on the true freshman. Here's the great test for Copeland. And Barnes steals it. Up ahead goes Devin Barnes. Back to Hill. Back to Barnes. It's the 2-man weave, and they got it to go. Cardinals back within 7.
It was that extra pass. Great vision from Davion Hill that time to get the extra touch to Barnes.
Williamson drives inside. Denied. Preston Copeland swats it away. Now Barnes in transition, feeds it off. Copeland inside, gets the foul, almost gets the basket to go. And Preston Copeland will head to the line. Ball State coming out on fire to start the second half.
Wow. It looks like Kent State just hasn't woken up yet. That's what it feels like to me. Ball State, they came out of that second half. I want to be a fly on the wall in that locker room of what Michael Lewis was saying to them, because whatever it was, it's working.
So Copeland misses his first one, shooting 31% from the free throw line. Probably the lowest out of all the qualified shooters on this team, but he knocks down the second. He's up to 3 on the day, and that last foul came against Rob Whaley, his first personal. So the Flashes begin their offensive set. Will try to get something going. Safford is stuck, and Jones has stolen it. 2 turnovers in a row. Hill with the body, no good, but Copeland the rebound, and he's going back to the line. Was hooked by Gillespie, and the Cardinals with a chance to get within 4.
That's huge for Ball State, because now we're at a point in the matchup, even though we're not even done with the first minute of the second half, Kent State, they're going to start to feel the pressure. That's inevitable, and Ball State needs to keep bringing the heat.
Copeland misses another one from the charity stripe. He is now 1 for 3 with 3 points on the day. 19:04 to go. Cash that one in. Cardinals within 5. Copeland up to 4.
If you look at it this way, right now 2 turnovers to open the second half for Kent State, and Ball State has scored off of both of them. That's huge.
And now Jahari Williamson, the primary ball handler, up the court instead of Medley. Medley gets the ball back, and it's stolen. This time by Ziegler. In transition to his right, he's stripped. What a play by Medley. Medley to Gillespie. He tries it, and that's a man's play. He goes right at Copeland and gets the and one. What a turn of events after Ball State starting out on fire. He was cherry picking a little bit, and it's a foul against Davion Hill.
Which Davion Hill, I know I've credited him for having that build as a guard where he can go toe-to-toe with some bigs. Delrico Gillespie is not the one.
He's a different animal as he knocks down the free throw. And it's 43-35. Golden Flash is still in control of this one. Hill with the ball, hands it off to Mason Jones. He finds Hill again. Hill drives inside, is stripped. Whaley to Medley, back to Whaley, up and denied by Copeland. And it's stripped away from Gillespie after he grabbed the rebound, and the Cardinals retain the basketball. Barnes up ahead, finds Jones in the corner. Deeks one, back out to Barnes. His three-pointer from the left corner, no good. Tapped back by Jones. What a high IQ play, but what a steal from Williamson. Now Medley ahead, one-on-one, denied by Ziegler, but jammed down by Gillespie. Back and forth we go.
This has been the definition of a joust between both teams. Back and forth with sloppy basketball, yet fun basketball in the same way.
Now Barnes with the ball. Feeds Hill. Hill gets inside, double team, finds Copeland underneath. One power dribble, up and in. Preston Copeland, 2 more. 45-37, 17 and a half minutes to go in this battle between MAC opponents. Whaley Jr. down low, thought about the double team. Ziegler thought about it as well, but it's a hook from Whaley and in. Rob Whaley up to 4 points.
That's the most high percentage look you'll get if you're Kent State. Whaley with that left hook, perfect.
The Cardinals will resort to swinging it around the arc. They're now on our near side of the court, moving right to left. Hill gets inside, beat his man, but is fouled on his way to the basket. 16:53, no media timeout yet, but 2 subs eventually checking into the game. Caden Fish and Elmore James, along with Raven Griffith.
Ravon Griffiths is the guy that, for Kent State, you have to appreciate what he's been able to do off the bench in his limited opportunities. I think back to a game early on in the season for him against Akron, where he had 17 rebounds off of the bench. You know what he can do.
Fish had the ball, but he fell down. Luckily, Ziegler finds it back in his possession. Now to feed to Fish, and what a sneak play from the Cardinal offense. 47-39, 16:41 to go. Medley now handling the ball. They keep switching it up between Williamson and Medley. Gillespie down low, had trouble with the pass. The bounce pass from Williamson, double teamed. Gillespie finds his way back to the outside of the arc, swung across, this time to Griffith. Griffith guarded by James, moving him one-on-one. Down low to Whaley Jr. Scored their last point, step back. Oh, buttery! Nothing there for the Cardinals to defend.
I didn't know we were getting the rye bread out, but yeah, buttery is the right word for that shot from Whaley.
Step back play from this guard has been fantastic. Fish had it down low, lost the ball, got his own miss, stripped, no call, and the Golden Flashes fire up ahead. They swing it, top of the key. Gillespie left open. He got it right off the iron and in. Big time shot from Delrico Gillespie.
If you think you can take away the paint from Gillespie, if you think that's going to eliminate him from the play, you are wrong.
Now Ziegler, near right wing, swings it back over to Fish. Fish dishes it off, feeds it inside, hammers as he goes to the cup, and Griffith going to be called for that foul, his second. That brings us to immediate timeout. Cardinals trail by 13, 52-39, 15:24 to go in the game. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Hadassah Harris with CBS's WLFI 18, a proud SportsLink alum. Chirp, chirp.
Back in Muncie, where the score is 52-39. Cardinals trail the Kent State Golden Flashes in a bout that has been this start of the second half. Back and forth we go. Kent State doing what they do best and making shots when it matters most.
Timely shooting, like I was talking about earlier. Kent State has done that in the perfect way. They've made 4 of their last 4 field goals. Not only that, Ball State was starting to get hot. They brought pressure. They had it within 5 at one point. Yet the Golden Flashes were able to force turnovers. Ball State, they've turned the ball over twice so far in the first 5 minutes of this second half. And Kent State, they've taken advantage of both of those turnovers, which has led to their 13-point advantage.
What a start to this half. Kent State has made their last 4 shots, now shooting at almost 50% from the field and 41 from deep. The deep part, the three-point shot, has been what's been killing the Cardinals' momentum, especially in those last 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Any kind of three-point play, even if it's not the three-point shot, Delrico Gillespie with that and one, that just snatched the soul out of everyone in this arena. It felt like Ball State had all the momentum, but then Delrico Gillespie, not only with that and one, the top of the key 3 where he was just all alone, it felt like it took the energy out of Worthen Arena.
Delrico Gillespie has already notched a double-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds, as Caden Fish lines up for his free throws. First one is down and good, and that's something that Ball State really struggles to have is people who stuff the stat sheet. Throughout this season, they only have one double-double, and it came from the true freshman, Preston Copeland. Nobody else has notched anywhere near a double-double.
And keep this in mind, Gillespie, that's his 19th double-double of the season. Meanwhile, Ball State only with one. That's wild.
Fish knocked down both of those free throws. 52-41, Ball State still trails with 15-13 on the clock. Inside they go. This time back to Gillespie. He's triple-teamed, strung up by Elmore. James, but goes off of Gillespie. He tried to throw it off Mason Jones, and the Cardinals get the ball back.
That's one of those funny plays right there where it looked like Gillespie outsmarted Mason Jones, but in the end, it was Mason Jones who outsmarted Gillespie.
His fourth turnover of the day. Ziegler, near left wing for Jones. Now top of the key to Barnes, and lost by Fish again, but he's bumped from the back. That's going to go against Gillespie. That is his first personal.
That was a golden opportunity for the Golden Flashes, no pun intended. Gillespie just had to go over the top that time. Would have been an opportunity for another turnover, another point off of the turnover, but instead Ball State resets.
Fish back over to Mason Jones, top of the key. Now Elmore James. He drives inside, dish back out. Jones thought about a three, but decided against. Fish screens for James. James top of the key, finds him down low on the elbow. Fish going to work, stripped again. He lost it down low, and Gillespie reels it in. Medley telling his guy to hurry up, but just goes with himself too much on that one. Whaley Jr. will draw the foul and get to the line. Commotion underneath the basket. That goes against Elmore James, the fourth, his second, team second of the half. Now Whaley Jr. to the free throw line. 6 points on the day. And the first one is off the mark. He already gave the students free tater tots, and he has a chance to send them home double happy.
They double the tater tots, double the fun.
Do you think Roots gives them double for two misses?
That should be the case, but again, I know inflation, that's the way it goes.
That's right. Nothing's free. But here's Whaley at something that is free, and it's a free throw. Second one down with a swish, and he's up to 7 on the day. So Ball State trails by 12, and only 14 and a half minutes to go. They need to make something happen. Three-point shooter Jawan Maxey has it on the far left wing, double-teamed as Kent State moves into a tight man, looking almost like a zone. Ziegler underneath. Fish was shoved. Far right corner. Maxey, what a fake screen, and got a slip, and he scored. What a play from Jawan Maxey. Not the tallest guy on the squad either. So Medley takes it up. Now hands off to Whaley Jr. Widekey back in the game, has hit some timely threes for the Golden Flashes. Inside, back out. Entenmann handoff. Widekey thought about a three, guarded by Mason Jones. Inside, flings it, stolen. An interception from Davion Hill. He fakes the drive, now decides for it, is fouled on the floor. 13:27 on the clock, 53-43. 10-point contest. And the foul against Rayvon Griffith, his third personal.
This is a guy that you do not want to get into foul trouble if you're Kent State, because Rayvon Griffith off the bench. I know he hasn't gotten a lot of minutes this season, but this is one of those games where in his limited time, he's made quite an impact. It's kind of what he did against Akron early on in the year, where he had 17 rebounds off the bench. That was a remarkable performance for him. And then, yeah, they just took him out of the game as we're talking about him. But, again, that's a guy you cannot let get into foul trouble.
So Hill at the free throw line for his 7th shot. He's 5 for 6 today, and that's a department Ball State struggles heavily in this year, is the free throw line, 69.5%. They're second to last in the league, but he knocks down both. He's up to 9, solely on free throws, except for one basket. Sion Medley top of the key. Looks for a man down low. No backdoor cut there. Entenmann, quiet so far today, is guarded by Fish. Moves to the paint near the MAC logo. Finds Medley back outside. They reset. Medley pulls the trigger from downtown. It's no good. Rebounded by Safford. Tries to go inside. No, he's not there. Gillespie too tall for Maxey, and he gets the rebound. Only so much Jawan can do. Wide key. Wide open is Safford on the outside. Short, no good. And Jawan Maxey hauls in the rebound. What a defensive possession from Ball State. Hill across the arc. Looking for his shooter Maxey. Back up top they go. They reset the offensive possession. Hill spins inside as he always does. Trapped. Now Maxey from downtown. Off the back iron. Rebounded Ziegler. He moves inside. Back out. Fish was open. No trigger pull that time. Doubled is Ziegler, and he's fouled. Aggressive defense bites Kent State in the behind.
That's kind of what we've seen from them in the second half. Even though they are up by 13, Ball State's already in the bonus in the second half, and we're not even halfway through.
Second time they'll be shooting 1-and-1s. The last foul against Sion Medley, only his first personal. So no harm, no foul. Well, yes, foul, but no harm for the point guard of Kent State. Ziegler, his first points of the day, come at the 12:27 mark in half number 2. He converts on both 2 points for Ziegler and the Cards. Within 6, the closest they've been in a while. 6-0 run and no field goals in the last 3.5 minutes for Kent State. Reminiscent of the start of half number 2. Gillespie down low, guarded by Jones. Going to work. Could that be offensive foul? And it will. Mason Jones sold the body bump, and they get Gillespie with his second personal.
This is why every time, at least from what I've seen, when Ball State after a win gives out the Dog of the Game award, it's always Mason Jones. It's for reasons like that. Even if he's not scoring the ball, he's going to make these big plays where defensively he's the heart and soul of the team. It's stuff like that that gives the Cardinals an advantage on the momentum side.
Roen, we saw multiple times in the Buffalo game. They got within 4 twice, weren't able to convert, and they're now within 6 with only 12 minutes to go. This is where moments matter. Ziegler to the cup, too far underneath the basket, nowhere to go. Caden Fish misses the short lay. He's got it underneath, finds Hill back outside. They reset on offense. Chaos underneath the basket. Hill drives inside. Underneath, Jones wide open. One more pass, Ziegler. Now to Maxey in the corner. Yes, sir! Jawan Maxey puts us within 3. And a timeout, Rob Senderoff. The Cardinal faithful are on their feet. And wow, what a play from the Cardinal offense. 53-50 your score, 11:32 to go. We're going to send it to break. This is a media timeout on Ball State SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State Sports with SportsLink Digital.
What a comeback from the Ball State Cardinals so far. They're within 3, the closest they've been since the early goings of this one. We just finished a dance cam in Worthen Arena, and the energy is up for the first time since about the entire first half.
Yeah, 11-1 run for Ball State. 9-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes. I hate to say it, but if you cut the camera around and you see kids doing a 6-7, then that just means that the vibes are good and it's the way they should be.
At one point, it was 50-39. No, excuse me. Yeah, 50-39. It looked like Ball State was pretty much out of it. And now they're back here within 3. And in half number 2 alone, Ball State shooting 5 for 12 from the field, which is a 41%. So much better. Excuse me, that's Kent State. 41, it's same for Ball State, but they have yet to turn the ball over in half number 2. 53-50, 11:32 to go in this game. Roen, if you're Rob Senderoff, what did you say in that huddle?
Well, a lot of it comes down to just Ball State getting the right looks. Even from 3, the Cardinals are starting to find their stride. They just weren't shooting the ball well in the first half, and you knew that really wouldn't continue. Now it just comes down to shutting down the perimeter looks. That Jawan Maxey wide open 3, that can't happen again.
Ball was almost stolen and poked away by the Cardinal defense. Here's Safford. Big pull from Wyke, and it misses. Here goes Maxey across the timeline. He gets it ahead. He throws it off Fish's chest. He didn't know the pass was coming, and it's a turnover on the Ball State offense. Now Medley dishes it off. It's Gillespie. No share. He goes to work in the post. Offensive foul last time he had in this spot. The double comes from Maxey. Nowhere to go, picks up his dribble. Maxey finds his defender again. Now Wyke, back up top. Entenmann tried the 3. No, he didn't. Now, Whaley Jr. the pull. Oh, it's a dagger. Rob Whaley Jr. Morgan Safford knocks it down.
Safford now in double digits for the Golden Flashes. Goes to show the many options they have.
Mason Jones tries to respond off the back iron, no good. Wyke the rebound, and an empty possession for the Cardinals. Here's Medley, drives inside, dishes back out. Wide open, Safford again, no. And it falls right to Hill. Luckily, no second try for the Golden Flashes. 10-10 to go, 56-50. Hill saw the lane open and a block on the floor. They want it to count. It won't. It will be on the floor. And we will head to yet another media timeout. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos and SportsLink program information, go to ballstatesportslink.com. That is ballstatesportslink.com. We'll keep it right here, 56-50, 10:07 to go. Morgan Safford with a big 3. Tried another one. It did not fall. Ball State maybe a little more sluggish outside of that last time out.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, which is not what you would expect after you have that big momentum play with the Maxey 3 to make it a one-possession game. But that's just kind of been the way it is. That Morgan Safford 3, that does so much for Kent State because it puts them back into having a little bit of a cushion, a 2-possession game. But I do want to give credit real quickly as we're at the halfway mark of the second half. I have to give credit to both teams defensively. Right now, at least on Ball State's end, I'm going to mainly credit Ball State for this. Kent State, all year, they've been scoring 80s consistently, which on average, they'd probably be in the 60s or the 70s at this point. But the Cardinals have been able to shut them down, and they've been able to eliminate Gillespie for a large part of this matchup. I mean, sure, he's still been dominant when he's been on the floor, but they've taken him off the floor so many times, and I think a lot of that comes down to the energy of the Cardinals down low. When you double team or triple team a guy like that, that's what's going to happen. He's going to get tired, and this is what is maybe a little bit scary for Ball State. Rob Senderoff, he is saving Gillespie for the end of this matchup, and if it's still close like this in the final 4 or 5 minutes, Gillespie will play all of those minutes, and that's when things can get dangerous for the Cardinals.
Let's also talk about Sion Medley, 7 assists in the point guard position, and maybe a note that a lot of non-Kent State fans wouldn't know is that their main point guard is out for the entire year. Jamal Sumlin suffered an ankle injury preseason, and Medley kind of fell right into that guard role. and he's played outstanding throughout the year. We mentioned earlier he leads the MAC in total assists and assists per game, and he's doing it again today. Has been very selfless, has not shot the ball as much as he would probably have liked, and he's got 7 assists.
Yeah, because it's with Medley, it's not traditionally for him in the past where he started most of last season. He was a starter, but he was playing more so off ball. He really wasn't the guy, the point guard. For that would be Von Cameron Davis, who just graduated from Kent State. So Sion Medley comes in, he plugs in that hole that Jamal Sumlin was supposed to fill of Von Cameron Davis, who was one of the best players on this Kent team. But hey, he's done it perfectly, and so far today to have 7 assists, 5 rebounds, I don't care about the 0 points. If you're able to distribute the ball and get your hands a little dirty on the boards, I like to see it.
So Roen Hill heads to the line for 2 shots on the bonus, but the Cardinals still wanted the other play as Hill actually made his kind of circus shot, but he only gets 2 and the basket did not count, because the foul was on the floor. But he makes the first 56-51, 10:07 on the clock in half number 2. Second one is up and good, and Hill is in double figures based solely almost on free throws. He is 8 for 9 today. Make that 9 for 10 now from the charity stripe. So Medley drives, guarded by Ziegler close, swings it over to Whaley. Whaley drives inside on Fish. He's double teamed, lost it at the MAC logo, gets it back, no, off the mark, and recovered by Hill. He goes ahead. Fast-paced action, goes in transition with the left hand. Highlight Hill. The Cardinals are within 2. 9:40 to go, 56-54. Sion Medley, top of the key. Screen from Gillespie, guarded by Jones, who has locked down Gillespie for most of the second half. Now Safford. Safford swings it. Open in the corner is Medley, and it's going to be a short possession there as Ziegler gets called for the ticky-tack foul on the drive, held him. But how about Davion Hill in transition?
Man, Davion Hill, when he has a full steam ahead, that is what happens. You create that opportunity for him, and it'll work wonders for the Cardinals.
Inbounded, it's Williamson, who has been quiet so far. And another foul, this time on Caden Fish, his second personal. And back to Ziegler on the other one. That was only his first personal. So the Cardinals are not in foul trouble.
Yeah, which is good news for them. Kent State, they really aren't in foul trouble either. So we're going to see both teams with their best guys on the floor in the final stretch.
Whaley Jr., top of the key. Thought about the 3, dishes it off instead. Shares it with Safford. Now Gillespie, handoff. Medley inside. There's Gillespie, the right-hand jam. Nobody can stop that guy with 9 minutes to go. It's 58-54. He's up to 19 on the day. Make it 20. Hill moves inside, going to work, wanted the call, didn't get it, and there's 3 golden flashes to rebound that one. Medley pushes it ahead, gets to the paint with the left hand, dump underneath the Whaley Jr. In trouble, gets the foul, and almost the and one, but he falls down to his knees. Hopefully he's all right. Comes up a little gimpy as a tough foul underneath gets him to the line, but hard foul nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, because, again, physical basketball for Ball State, and you hope Whaley's all right. He's just trying to walk off the injury if he can, if that's what you want to call it, but he heads to the free throw line, which is good news.
So Kent State trying to silence this run from Ball State. Up 4 with 8.5 minutes to go. Ball State inched closer as much as 2 points, and they couldn't do anything more than that. First one up and good in front of the student section for Whaley.
Hey, easier said than done, especially when you come up a little bit wounded after that play to hit that first free throw. The crowd's against you. That's huge for the momentum of Kent.
He lines up his second and makes it a 6-point advantage as Entenmann back into the game for Whaley Jr. He's up to 9 on the day. Entenmann, limited time today. 13 total minutes, has yet to enter the stat sheet outside of some rebounds and assists. Been productive, though. Now Maxey swings it over. Elmore James checking back in. Back to James. They swing back and forth. Maxey pulls the trigger from downtown. He got it again. Maxey magic heating up in Worthen Arena. It's 60-57, back within 3.
When you need a timely bucket, you go to Jawan Maxey. That was great for the Cardinals.
8 minutes to go. Far right corner to Medley. Now back over, far left corner. Williamson steps back, thought about a 3. It's a Gillespie again. Can he do it? No. And rebounded by Maxey. He pushes, no, he goes slow up the timeline. The opposite of Hill. He slows it down, double teamed at the top of the key. They don't want another 3 coming off of his hands. Ziegler moves to his left in the far left corner. Maxey back at the top of the key. Screen from Maxey. He's open on the outside. Elmore James step back off glass, no. And Medley, a timely rebound. 7:20 to go, 60-57. Flings it across court, now inside to Gillespie, working on Mason Jones. Here comes the double, almost stolen by Maxey. Step out, Williamson for 3. Oh, in and out, no good, underneath Gillespie. Go into the line. That's all they can do underneath.
Magnus Entenmann just made the play of the game for Kent right there. Gillespie wasn't going to come down with that rebound, but Entenmann was able to bat it into his hands. What a great play.
Looks like Mason Jones was asking some questions to the official. Unhappy with that call. But the call stands. It's 60-57 with 7:07 to go. We're going to take a short break. This is SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Looking for flawless awards, trophies, plaques, medals, or engraved keepsakes right here in Muncie? Head to Awards Plus, your hometown expert for over 25 years. Located at 301 West Main Street, they're the area's leading trophy shop, serving the Muncie and surrounding area. Awards Plus delivers top quality with attention to detail and fast, reliable service. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Stop by or call 765-282-3511. Awards Plus, where the achievements take center stage. A proud partner of Ball State Athletics.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
Close one here in Muncie as we get near the end of the MAC regular season. It's 60-57. Ball State not only fighting in this game, but fighting for their tournament hopes. Kent State trying to hold on to that 3 spot.
Yeah, because for Ball State, I want to look at their upcoming schedule real quick. They go on the road against Ohio, a team they beat at Worthen earlier in the year. It'll be hard to beat them twice. Then you host Akron, you host UMass. In your final 2 games, you go on the road against NIU and Western Michigan. That's not easy at all. It's going to be tough sailing for Ball State ahead, but they've dug themselves into a hole. They need to dig their way out of it, and a win against Kent would be immense for that.
So 7:07 to go as Gillespie will line up at the free throw line. 20 on the day today. Leads the team in points and rebounds. One interesting note, Rayvon Griffith has reached 4 fouls, And that is some foul trouble that Kent State needs to be aware of.
Oh, especially when you're at a point in the game where if Delrico Gillespie needs a quick breather, who's your guy? Rayvon Griffith. And it comes down to just how comfortable Delrico Gillespie is. Can he play the final 7 minutes of this game? We've seen in the past the answer to that question would be yes, but do you want to maybe give him a little bit of a cushion? Also yes.
First one is good for Gillespie. And the second one is as well. Nothing but net. He has 22 on the day, and it's 62-57, 5-point lead for the Golden Flashes. Maxey now across the timeline, far left side of the court. Looking for Mason Jones on a runner. He gets it back, working on Gillespie. Not much from Mason Jones offensively so far today. Gets it back to Maxey. Jones swings it. Now Hill. Hill at the top of the key. Guarded by Safford. Works on Safford. Flings it back over. Now Ziegler. Guarded by screen from Fish. Fish rolls. Nothing there. And a foul going against the Golden Flashes on the Ziegler drive. They will go to the line in the bonus.
Yeah, Kent State caught an unlucky break, to say the least, because Ball State was in a bad position with under 3 to go on the shot clock, and it was going to be another maxi 3, but then it looked like that time around that just that push where Ball State a trip to the stripe.
Ziegler ranks 12th in free throw percentage in the MAC. That one no good. One of the better shooters from the charity stripe. He tries for his second. Only 2 points on the day. That one is good. Big shots coming down the wire. It's 62-58, 2-possession game, 6.5 minutes to go. Medley with the ball. Handoff to Safford. Drives to his right. Now Williamson, open lane ahead, steps back. Could he get it again? In and out, toilet bowls it down. Jahari Williamson, a big-time basket. He's up to double digits as well.
Yeah, that ball was rolling in for what felt like an entire minute. Everyone on the edge of their seat.
Now Hill dishes it off. Shares it with Ziegler, and he is fouled again. Another free throw opportunity for Armani Ziegler. And again, Roan, these are important times to go to the free throw line. Not a lot of time on the clock, only down by 6, and Ball State, one of the poorer shooters in the MAC at the free throw line. First one good for Ziegler, who's up to 4.
Yeah, you have to be able to shoot your free throws, especially in a critical situation like this. Had Ziegler gone 2 for 2 on his last trip, it could have been a 1-possession game, but still, huge opportunity here.
Second one down for Ziegler, who improves to 5 points, and it's 64-60. Golden Flashes remain on top with 6 minutes to go in MAC action. Far left corner. Now it's Entenmann at the wing. Wide key back inside, looking for a big shot. Finds a cutting Safford, but no avail. It's Joan Maxey. Sprints ahead. Hill wide open underneath. Inside, and that's a man's basket. 64-62. Cardinals within 2 once again. Medley guarded by Ziegler. Dish off Gillespie. Now wide key. Top of the key, flings it underneath to Entenmann. Hasn't been alive all day. Gets his own rebound, and he gets it off glass. Magnus Entenmann, his first points come in desperate times. They slow it down, 5:17 to go. 66-62, Golden Flashes lead. Handoff to Hill. Screen from Fish. Now he works it on his own. Maxey's open outside. Caught up to by Widekey. Hill thought about spinning. He doesn't go. Top of the key, Fish. Fakes now, drives to the cup. Dish out. Mason Jones in the left corner. Wide open for 3. Jones with the basket, and it's a 1-point game. 66-65. As we have a stoppage in play. Some confusion on the court. But Coach Lewis is trying to get his team fired up. 4:53, 66-65. Gillespie across the timeline, gets to the paint, and that's an offensive foul. Caden Fish to the ground, and Gillespie has his third.
That's the biggest momentum play of the game so far. Caden Fish with Delrico Gillespie going full steam ahead on you. What do? You set your feet and you prepare for the impact. That's exactly what Fish did.
And again, it's hard sometimes when it's big on big. It's harder to sell because of how much similar your body type is like, especially when it's those offensive fouls. But because Fish is a little bit smaller than Gillespie, he sold it perfectly.
Oh, yeah, and I know Fish isn't your traditional big. He doesn't quite have the height that Gillespie does. But still, he was able to get in that perfect position to sell the play.
So here we go. Chance for Ball State to take the lead for the first time all game. Hill with the screen from Fish. Top of the key double team. Drives inside. Lost the ball. White key up ahead. Nobody in front. and he missed the layup. Hill recovers it. An untimely miss for Quinn Weidke. Unhappy with that one. Ziegler drives on the near right side of the wing. Fell down, might have slipped on the floor, and they reset with Hill. Hill pulls up from deep. Off the mark, no good. And rebounded by Medley. Empty possession with 4:08 to go. 66-65. KSU still has the lead. It's Safford. Nobody home, gets inside, and another miss. Mason Jones, a huge rebound. Here goes Hill. Finds his spot on the left wing. Makes one move. Now has it stripped. Gets it back. Nobody in front of him. Misses an easy layup. So close. And Medley returns to the offensive side. Now guarded by Jones. Weidke fakes left. Goes left. Thought of a double dribble. Medley back out to Whaley. They're killing as much clock as possible. Gillespie from deep. No good. And a huge rebound from Ziegler. Inhales that one, and back and forth we go. 66-65. Timeout, Ball State. Under 4 minutes we go. And it's a 1-point game. We will take a short break. When we come back, we will have the conclusion of a thriller on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip.
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Your home for live Ball State sports.
A 13-point comeback has turned to a 1-point deficit for Ball State. 66-65 your score. Kent State on top by 1 with 3:15 to go. A thriller here in Muncie to close out 2 games of basketball. Women took home a W and the first one, and now the men trying to follow in their footsteps. What's the key for Ball State, Roen, as we close in on 3 minutes to go?
You got to keep doing what you're doing defensively. I've loved what I've seen in these last few minutes of what they forced Gillespie to put up. Delrico Gillespie, the top of the key threes is what he's had to be forced to throw up. He hit one of them, sure, but he hasn't been able to get down low. And Ball State has won that battle by a large margin. They've shot the ball a lot better than they did in the first half. I mean, 36% from the field is not a great margin, but when you look at the second half, it's 50% compared to in the first half, they had 29. It's been unreal what Ball State's been able to do.
And then you look at the free throw percentage, essential, 13 for 16. In just the second half, they've been to the line 16 times, and they made 13 of those, in large part to Armani Ziegler and Davion Hill.
Which is kind of what I was saying in that halftime break. Can you get to the free throw line? Can you get downhill in that sense? That they have done. And look at here we are now. If you're a Kent State fan, I don't think this is quite what you were expecting going into this matchup. Yet, with 3:15, Ball State has the crowd on their side. It's a packed house on a Saturday afternoon. Ball State has all the momentum as it seems right now.
Again, 13:15 to go. Inbounded to Maxey from Ziegler. Back to Ziegler on the far left wing. Goes to work down low to Hill. Hill tries to draw a double. 2 men on him. Cut but stolen. Robbery from the Golden Flashes. Williamson playing with 4 fouls. Read it like a book. He risked being beat, but he read it perfectly. Now Gillespie back to Williamson looking for a shot. Low to Whaley Jr. gets underneath and nobody's home. Easy left-handed lay. It's 68-65 with 2:40 to go.
Keep it simple. That's all it was. Down low to Whaley, manhandles the defender.
So Hill drives down low. Lost the ball for a second, gets it back, tries to go to work with his left hand, up and no, short, off of the Cardinals, and it goes back to the Golden Flashes. Looks like they might want to review. The inside shot goes up off the back iron, fell into a cluster of people. They're trying to get the ball in as quick as possible, as Michael Lewis now calls for a review.
Yep, that's going to get overturned. They show the replay up there. That is going to be overturned. That is a huge momentum swing.
I was going to say this is the review of the game, to say the least. This depends on a lot with 2.5 minutes to go. If not, Ball State maybe would have to not foul this possession, but the next one.
Yeah, that's huge for Ball State, and just great trust that Michael Lewis has in his guys, because he didn't quite see it. He was on the opposite end, and he wasn't mad at the official. He was just asking Mason Jones, one of his veteran leaders, like, hey, what happened? And Mason's like, Coach, you gotta review, you gotta challenge this, you gotta review this. And he said, yes, let's do this.
Credit to another guy too, Davion Hill, wasn't even in the pile, but could see from where he was, and he was really prompting a review from Coach. Got it, and even credit to Kent State for trying to get the ball in. That kind of shows you that they knew that they might lose this challenge.
Oh, yeah, because all it took was one look at the big screen, at least on my end, to be able to tell that this is probably going the other way.
So it's 2:24. Kent State breaks the huddle. Ball State remains in theirs. Officials huddled up by the review monitor on the far end of the floor. We should get a decision here in about any moment, give or take 30 seconds. Ball State trails by 3. If they get this ball back, they'll have a chance to tie it.
It may look like a simple review, but with this being the biggest review of the game, the biggest play of the game up to this point, you really do have to take your time and look for the little details.
Now, if you're Ball State and you win this challenge, do you go for a 3 or just a quick 2?
You go with the easiest bucket, in my opinion. And I think that has to be Davion Hill driving inside. That's your first look. If he's jammed, then you kick out and you reset and move from there.
Hill has 15 points, but has struggled from the field. 3 for 12, especially those down low shots. 0 for 3 from deep. Jawan Maxey, 3 for 7 from the field, 2 for 6 from deep. And it looks like the call is overturned in possession of Ball State. And a quick note, Ball State also has the possession arrow.
That's huge when it comes down to, things get chippy at the end. It gets a lot more physical. When you have that for jump balls, it gives you all the momentum.
Ball State in the double bonus. Kent State not even in the bonus yet. So they inbound it. Top of the key, Hill. Guarded by Safford. Screen from Fish. Waiting for the play to develop. Now to Ziegler. Jones has it. Down low to Fish. Tangled up with Gillespie, and that's going to be Del Rico's 4th personal.
They're going to call that every time. Credit to Caden Fish drawing that foul. And with 2:11, you're in some dangerous waters right now with Kent State, where the best player on the floor for both teams, really, and Del Rico Gillespie has 4 fouls. 1 away from fouling out. That is critical.
Free throws become ever so important again as Caden Fish hits the back iron and misses the first one. 2 free throw shots as the Cardinals are in the double bonus. This one, important to cut it to a 1-possession game. He knocks it down. Caden Fish with 6 on the night. And Del Rico Gillespie with 4 fouls. So it's a 2-point game, 68-66, 2:02 to go. Back down Whaley Jr. Here comes the double. Underneath, gets inside. They wanted a travel, but he won't get it. Huge basket. Coach Lewis telling his team to hold it up, set up the correct play. It's 70-66. A thriller is brewing. Can Ball State get a big basket? Hill doubled at the top of the key. Now it's Maxey down low to Fish. Fish on the left block, goes to work, gets inside, fakes once. Now the other side, denied by Gillespie. Gillespie blocks him on the backboard, and Kent State retains the basketball. 70-66, 1.5 minutes to go. Medley orchestrating a play. Feeds it down low. This third play in a row for Whaley on Mason Jones. Spin up too much, and he's going to the line. Mason Jones unhappy with that call, and so are Cardinal fans.
The first thing I did when I saw that play was look for Michael Lewis's reaction, and he just said, forget it. He's like, hey, I think it's a next play mentality, and it's still a two-possession game with over a minute left, even if he hits both free throws. It's not over.
Not over indeed. That one off the front of the rim, 70-66, 1:10 to go. Whaley has struggled from the free throw line today. 5 for 8, now 5 for 9. Here's the second one. That one off the mark too, and Hill grabs the rebound. He's now 5 for 10 from the free throw line. Add those 5 points, Kent State easily bags this win. Hill picks up his dribble, now hands it off. Ziegler near left corner, and it's poked away. What a play by Sion Medley. That's where experience comes into this one. He has the ball now. Costly turnover after costly turnover. Medley wasting clock, tapped away, finds its way to Safford. Safford circles back. Wasting as much clock as possible. Windu fouls come into this one. They want it in the hands of Whaley. Don't know if they'll get it. Step back. Medley, a huge step back three, and the dagger in this one. 7-point lead for Kent State. Hill to the cup, gets it up and in, and 2 more for Davion Hill, but it might not be enough. Medley's first points are a dagger 3 as Caden Fish commits his 4th foul.
That shot, unreal. So there's 6 on the shot clock. He's on 1 foot, throws it up, and in my head, I'm like, why would you take that shot? But then he drains it, and there's nothing to complain about.
And this is a guy who has barely shot today. You look at Sion Medley's stat sheet. That was his 3rd three-pointer attempted, his 5th overall shot, and it's the first one he's made all day. What a play from their point guard as Jahari Williamson is the man at the line. First one is down and good, and this is not a man that's going to miss a lot of free throws.
Not at all. And also, going back to that last play, credit to Davion Hill for scoring quickly. He got downhill, down the court in under 5 seconds and got the 2 points.
That one down as well. 2 more to Williamson's number. He's up to 12 quietly in double figures after Gillespie and Medley with the assists have been the offensive juggernaut today. So the Cardinals trail by 7, 75-68 with 20 seconds to go after a timeout from Ball State. We'll keep it right here. Roen, if Ball State ends up on the losing end, this one's going to sting for a while because they were so close so many times, similarly to the Buffalo game.
That's what it feels like, yes. I feel like in this second half, Ball State, they outplayed Kent State fair and square, in my eyes, in the second half. However, it goes back to that. It's going to be now a 1-13 record for Ball State when trailing at half. They were down by 9 points at halftime. You cannot dig yourselves in such a hole early because this is the result of it. I can tell right out of the second half break that Ball State was playing like they were the better team just in that second half, I should say. And they were in the second half overall, but Kent State, they have the advantage.
Here they go, 18 seconds. Hill tries to go hurry up, gets to the cup, and it's denied by Gillespie. What a punctuation to this one, a dominant performance from the Kent State forward and likely MAC Player of the Year. Kent State survives the Ball State comeback, 75-68 your final. Another heart-wrenching loss for Ball State.
Yeah, if you're a Ball State fan, you probably have a sour taste in your mouth, and that's to be understood. And I know there's no such thing as moral victories. Trust me, I agree with that sentiment as much as anyone. You fall to 3-9 in MAC play, but you just took one of the best teams in the Mid-American Conference to their limit. I think there's a little bit to be proud of, but at the same time, you wipe that all away when you know that you fall further down in the MAC standings. It depends a lot on what Central Michigan does today. It depends on what NIU does today. All three of them share the same record. But if one of those teams wins, which NIU is ahead of Ball State with the head-to-head record, Ball State actually does have that, but NIU is ahead of them. So in that regard, the Cardinals, this was such a must-win game, and it just didn't come through. I know there's no such thing as moral victories, and this would be one earlier in the season. Maybe this is a moral victory in November. There are no moral victories in February and March.
So 4 Kent State starters had 4 fouls. Make that 2 starters. And they survived without fouling out anybody. Kent State finished with 3, making their last 3 field goals. An impressive 3 from Sion Medley to really be the dagger in this one.
Yeah, Medley. What better time to score your first points than in that last possession to throw that up for 3? Was it the best shot? No. But was it the right shot? I guess so.
This team is going to be exciting going into March in the MAC tournament. Again, playing without their likely point guard at the beginning of the year. And then a guy like Sion Medley just fills in effortlessly and can torch you in multiple ways, whether it's his three-point shooting in the clutch or his passing ability.
He's a guy that really checks off all the boxes of what you want in a point guard, and including the shooting ability. The playmaking comes first in my eyes, but the way he can shoot the lights out and be clutch like he was today, especially with the way he was able to distribute the ball in this matchup, I don't know if Kent State wins this game without Sion Medley.
Leaders for both teams on the Kent State side, no surprise. Delrico Gillespie, 22 points on a 70% shooting from the field, 7 for 8 from the charity stripe with 14 rebounds. You heard that right, 14 rebounds, 22 and 14, while playing just not only playing 3 of the minutes in the entire game, 37 minutes total.
I've never heard of a quiet 22 points, but that's kind of what it felt like with Delrico Gillespie. He was just overall, it was the typical performance from him. And if that's a quiet performance, 22 points, 14 rebounds, then man, I don't want to know what a loud performance is.
We may find out in a couple weeks at the MAC tournament. For the Cardinals, the leader in points, Davion Hill, 17, struggled from the field, 4 for 14, but did grab 8 rebounds himself and had a nice 90% percentage at the free throw line.
And for this Kent State team, that's what made the difference. There are multiple things that made the difference, but in a matchup where they turned the ball over 15 times, that's something that can't happen. Yet they were still able to win with their first half shooting numbers and being able to get to the line, and not just that, shooting well at the line. That is what made the big difference in the end.
Final team statistics. Kent State outshoots the Cardinals by 10% from the field and 2% from deep. Ball State, maybe one of their few games this year that they outshot their opponent at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's something that is rare for them, but they were able to do it what felt like the right time. It felt like everything was adding up. It fell short.
Fell short indeed. Turnovers final 15-10 in favor of Ball State. They turned it over 5 less times, but it proved to be too much. And then again, the rebound battle, 42-33, 9 extra rebounds for Kent State. A lot of that had to do with Delrico Gillespie and the inability of the Ball State bigs to really grab any rebounds.
And for that, Ball State, that's going to be one of those things where going into your next matchup against Ohio, you have to go back to the drawing board. Luckily for the Bobcats, I know you've seen Ohio, so you probably know more about them than I do. I don't think they have a player like Delrico Gillespie on their roster who can rebound at will.
Well, that's going to do it for us on SportsLink Digital Radio. This has been a Valentine's Day edition of Men's Hoops. They fall to 3-9 in Mid-American Conference play, 8-17 overall. Kent State improves to 19-7 overall and 10-3 in MAC play. Kent State only 1 win away from again reaching that 20-win mark, which is oh so common under Rob Senderoff. Final score, Kent State 75, Ball State 68. Tune in soon for more sports on Ball State SportsLink Digital Radio. Signing off for Roen Elbert, I'm Sam Klug, and we will see you next time.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.